Hi, welcome to Two Non-Doctors. I'm Liz Mealy.
I'm Maria Shahada.
How's it going?
Fine. I've been trying to drive in this country.
Okay.
Okay, look, the UK does not make it easy. And some licenses just switch over, but the US one does not. So you have to basically you're a teenager again, and you have to go through driving the whole driving thing, the school, both tests and driving lessons and stuff. I was supposed to have switched my driver's license over after a year. I've been here 8 years, so I was supposed to do it after a year. And I know why now. I waited so long because it's fucking hard.
Sorry, quick question. When you say you're supposed to, was it just you know how when you move in the US, they're get a new updated driver's license, but nobody's gonna come to your house and be like, this isn't updated.
No. But if I were driving and I was pulled over or something, by the way, I tried to get insurance, just to get a temporary learner's insurance, and they won't insure me with a U.S. license because I was supposed to have switched it over for 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got my learner's permit, which they call a provincial license here, provincial. I don't know, something they call it something else. The theory test I studied for. I got a theory test same week I tried, which I thought it was going to take a while, and I was like, oh shit! So I crashed. I crashed. What is it called when you crash study? I crammed.
Wow.
Crammed. Passed
It's been a
that
while
flying.
since I've done any studying. I was like, I don't know.
You were like, what?
Oh, I've never studied.
That's why we're comedians. Crammed for that, passed it, great. I was like, cool, halfway there to getting my license. No. And I did not realize how much of an issue it is to even getting a practical driving test, where you're with somebody and they're grading you on it. Everything's booked up for months.
Oh.
And they release new ones on Monday mornings at 6 a.m. They release about a week's worth. And they go right away. And not only do they go right away, it's music, concert tickets. It's
Beyonce tickets where it's just people being gah, gah, gah.
100%. You have to have your driver's license number copied and ready to go. And then you go, paste, boom, mine. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. But they have bots. Companies have bots that scan for these cancellations and all this kind of stuff. And they snatch them up. And it's all legal somehow. So, you kind of have to pay for somebody to do it. And unless you're just really, really fucking fast. Anyway, right now I have one booked in Chester, which is nowhere near London, at 7 a.m. in August. But I'm working with a company and they're going to find cancellations for somewhere around me. But then I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll get one in June and then I'll have my driver's license. I'll take a few lessons. Till then, we're gravy. No, this is the most... I took my first driving lesson on Tuesday, and it was the most stressful experience of my entire fucking life.
Just being in a cab in London or in the back of Olivia's car was quite stressful. Yeah. I think I've driven in a car probably half a dozen times in the UK, and every time I'm just what's the squiggly mean? Why are we going left?
These are all actual valid questions. What does the squiggly mean? You would think my theory test would cover that. No idea. How many times did my driver say, why are you in this lane? My driving instructor. Why are you in this lane? Okay, also, it was my mom's birthday, and I knew that going in, but I was like, I'll be sad, but I'll be okay, But combined with how high stress it was, I had to pull over maybe 7 times to cry. The first time, because everything I was doing was wrong. Because I was like, I'm going to learn on a manual. Because if I'm going to learn, I'm going to learn, everything.
Oh,
and
why?
He was, because I'm an idiot. Pure and simple idiot. He was like, what kind of driving experience do you have? I was like, I've been driving since I was 16 in America. My last car was a manual. And then after he was like, well, let's see what you got. And I had nothing. And he's like, I'm surprised you drove a manual because you don't know where the gears are. And I wanted to be like, look, I am now I learned with my right hand. I'm now changing gears with my left hand. No, I don't know where they are.
Oh, I that part. You're not even on you're on the other, you're using a whole other hand.
So it's not even like it's wrong side of the road, wrong side of the car.
Oh my God. Dude, I would get in the car and just start crying. Like the fact that you maybe even got
I
on
made
the
it
road.
5 minutes before I started crying. Everything I did was wrong because he was just like, why are you pressing on the gas so hard? Like, because the car was like brand new and I didn't know like you could just put it in gear and it goes. And he was like, you don't need to press on the gas at all right now. Why are you gripping the steering wheel so hard? It's not going anywhere. Why are you doing this? Why are you in this lane? Why did you turn from there? I'm hitting curbs. He's like, you don't, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to pull over. I don't know if this happens to you a lot, but I know you're just relaying information. I'm accepting it. I'm going to just start crying right now.
So sorry. Because I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you.
I'm genuinely proud of you. Like, hey, and I've done that to men where I'm just like, it's not you, it's my face, and it's going to have to process this way. So if you want to look at your phone, read a book.
Yeah, you do you for a while. This is coming out the way it's coming out.
Oh, God.
Because like every instinct I had was wrong. And it's like, you and I are both kind of model students in that way. It's like your joke about like, I have all the information I need. I've presented it to you. I'm a model student. And they're like, you fucked up. And you're like, oh, because I thought I prepped for everything. And I don't know if he's used to having Americans because he was like, well, Americans always think they can like drive here, but like it's more narrow here. It's more congested here. I was like, I don't think I have zero ego about my driving ability here. That's why I'm taking lessons.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a big shot. I know I can't drive here. But so I start crying. He's trying to make me feel better. And I'm like, and he's like, what do you do for a living? I was like, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Uh-huh.
He's like, are you famous? I was like, no, I'm not famous.
Who asked, are you famous?
I know, you have to ask. But, and then, so he's just trying to make me feel better. And he's like telling stories. He was like, I tried to teach my wife. He was like, I've been teaching driving for 15 years. I tried to teach my wife to drive. I lost my cool. He was like, do you understand? She gets in the car and she looks down at the pedals. And he's like, what? And she's like, there are 3 pedals here. And he goes, yeah. I only have 2 feet. He goes, what do you mean? You've been watching me drive for years. You never once looked over? What do you mean? He's like, I couldn't teach her. She had to go to someone else.
Oh my God. It's like when they tell you shouldn't do surgery, like on someone you know.
Yes, exactly. And I'm just laughing now. I'm like, I don't want to drive again.
Oh, that's very sweet of him. I wasn't sure how that part was going to go.
No, he was a really, really nice guy. And like I said, he wasn't being mean. He was relaying information. But it was all just everything I did was the wrong thing.
Yeah. Which is hard because you're there, you're paying for it, you care, like it is genuinely important, and you're just like, oh, I'm 15 again. You know what I mean? Like you're like, this is horrible.
And I don't know where I am in this car. I'm on the wrong side. And he's like, why are you driving so far to the left? I was like, I'm not driving too far to the left. And like, meanwhile, like my car is scraping all the cars that are parked on the left. And it's like, it's like sparks flying off the car. I'm like, I'm fine.
You're like in Blues Brothers, just like plowing down a whole side of cars.
Apparently, you're supposed to drive in the middle of the road. I was like, I'm driving to the left just in case another car comes. He was like, it's too congested for that. Just drive in the middle of the road. Wow. It's like every instinct is the wrong instinct.
Do you just feel like, because like I would be terrified just being dyslexic. So it's just like most of what I'm already doing is guttural because, we've been driving so long. But like, when you're like in a new town or whatever, and there's like construction or there's like 6 lanes to turn left instead of 2. And you're just like, am I anywhere? Like it just, you get, or like I'll see those do not enter signs and they're just faced a little bit too. And you're like, am I going down the wrong road? Like there's too much that'll freak me out.
Yeah. And
but
especially
like,
because, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, everything being the opposite. Plus, I remember those squiggly lines. They make no sense. All of a sudden, it looks like somebody had a heart attack while they were putting the lines down.
None of the signs are intuitive. Like, if they want you to stop, it doesn't just have like a stop. No, they do have stop signs, but like not often. Sometimes the intersections are like marked with like dotted white lines that are faded out. But that's when he was like, who has the right of way here? I'm like, how the hell do I know? He's like, are you merging your left or turning left? I'm like, what's the fucking difference? What's the difference? I'm going left. I don't understand. And he was like, well, whether or not you have the right of way depends on the dotted lines. I was like, what dotted lines? He's like, well, they're faded out. How the fuck am I supposed to know they're there? It's just like nothing is intuitive and none of the signs say what they mean. It's passive aggressive British shit on signs. Our signs say speed limit 35. What does that mean? It means you cannot go past 35. Here, if you see the number 30, that could mean the limit's 30 or the minimum's 30. It depends on the color and shape of the sign behind it.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy. And he was like, well, if you get a British license, it's recognized all over the world. It's like, because our standards are so high. And I was like, I mean, good for you. But wouldn't you rather people just understood everything?
What do you want, a medal because nobody likes driving here?
Yeah. Yet, every moron on the road is out there. I don't understand how they got their licenses.
Dude, has that guy ever traveled to the US? He must be just like, these people are maniacs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come to LA, bro. You'll lose your mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's like, especially when like you have put it off for so long. You know what I mean? Like, in your mind, you're like, this isn't going to be good. And then you're like, I'm ready. Nope, another 8 years. Sorry.
Yeah, seriously. I know. After that, it was so traumatic. I was like, when's the next lesson? I might cancel it. And he was like, no. And then he pushed it up. So it's going to be in 2 days. And like, I'm dreading it. But I know I don't want to be someone who's scared of this. Like, I want to, yeah.
Like, you do. Like, it's new, it's scary. I think you didn't anticipate that was learning. You thought it was one skill that you were learning, and I think it was like 4 skills that you were learning.
I'm learning that every instinct I had in the U.S. does not apply here, and I'm learning that like I should have started with an automatic, because I think putting the manual shift on the left-hand side on top of everything was just too much. Like, it was just one more thing to learn. That was dumb.
Are you going to do an automatic, or you can't switch over to an automatic?
No, I mean, the test, like, I have to find a car for the actual test, but, like, hopefully it's not. I wouldn't do a manual for the test. No way.
Wow. I mean, just so you know, I would not only be crying, but, like, he would have to hire somebody to pick me up out of the car and return me to wherever I lived.
He had to drive back. There was a point where I was like, I am done, so I will watch you the rest of the way.
Oh, what great hand movements you have, sir.
Yeah, because I'm like, to me, you look like you're going to hit that ambulance. You're not, but I think you are.
I mean, just being in a bus in the UK, I'm just like, whoa, what are they doing? What?
Yeah.
Just so you know, this is the perfect opening scene of, like, any show or movie. Is just a girl being like, what are you doing? Wait, why? What? I'm going to have to pull over and cry.
I'm so sorry. Look, I know you're just relaying information. I'm an adult. I can handle it, but I can't right now.
I can't. I actually can't. I just learned so much about myself.
He kept saying, just enjoy it. Have fun. Let me do my job. I'll keep us safe. You just enjoy it. I was like, that's not possible. I cannot relinquish that much control. And it's like, just let go, Maria. And that's the whole lesson. I think that would be I think it's actually the, like, beginning of Act 3 or end of Act 2, like learning moment of letting go and enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
Metaphor.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You had a really sad, beautiful moment where you learned more about yourself.
Yeah.
I also think, when you're a teenager, like, learning how to drive is like your freedom, right? Like, it's just, it was so, I failed my driver's test because I was in a Suburban. I was in this giant car, and the driver's test in where I was in New Jersey is like this lot. It wasn't like, they didn't really do a full road test. It was like this lot. And she said I went over the line 3 times. I was like, I'm in a Suburban. She goes, that's not my problem. I was like, I was so mad, and I parallel parked that thing like a badass. So it was like that was the thing I was worried about, and I was incredible. And so I failed it. I was devastated. Devastated. And it's on your birthday. So it's on my
Yes.
17th birthday. It's all I wanted. And I'm like, to my dad's credit, he like called up all my friends. He's like, she's devastated. Bring gifts. Like, he's
Oh,
like, everybody come over. I
big
was,
gifts.
I was truly like inconsolable. And then luckily I was able to take it 2 weeks later. And I think I borrowed like my uncle's car, like a normal size car. But I was
Yeah.
like, I've never hated somebody more. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember failing my first driver's test too, like the actual driving part.
yeah,
And I remember being devastated, but like, yeah, you just got to do it again. And I know I just got to get back out there and keep driving. I made it really hard for myself by piling everything on, but whatever, I'll get it or it won't. It's not the end of the world.
the other thing is these. Do you legally have to take these courses, or you're taking those courses because you knew,
I was just taking the courses to get some practice in. You don't have to take them.
which is good
Uh,
because if it's that hard to get an appointment, you don't want to go. And he's like you immediately you do something and they're like failed, and you're like, oh, I waited months for this.
Oh, I would have failed immediately because yeah, as soon as I got in the he was like, you don't look at anything. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you're not looking at your mirrors at all. And there's like protocol. It's like you have to it's like signal mirror maneuver or maneuver. I've already fucked it up, but like there's
Yeah.
like you have to like do your 6 point check. And I mean, it's not like that's not the case in the States, but you forget all that after like 30 years of driving. You forget like the exact things you have to do.
Yeah.
Like 10 and 2 wasn't even a factor here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done talking about driving. But like I didn't get 10 and 2 once.
That is so interesting. It's also like you build up your own habits. Like I even think so. Me and Em drove cross country when she moved to LA, and she really wasn't a great driver. Like she didn't drive that much. She didn't really drive that much when she was in Jersey, and then she was in New York for 5, 6 years. So we took turns driving on the highway, which is pretty easy driving. But when we got to LA, she's like, I don't want to drive in LA. I was like, you're gonna have to learn. Like we just drove your car. Like you're gonna.
Yeah.
But it took a couple of months. Now it's like, I mean, I think she tries to hit people on purpose. She's like these fucking. She's like weave. Like I mean, she's like a Long Island driver. I'm like, like my stomach hurts. I'm like,
Oh my God.
woo. Like it's so interesting that I feel like she drove to survive in LA as opposed to like I drove in New York. I now drive in, I mean, I drove in Jersey and then I adapted a little bit for New York, but I don't feel like much has changed. And she is like an LA driver specifically.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
in San Diego and she's telling people to die in a fire. And I was like, whoa, it was their turn. It was their turn the whole time.
Maybe right away. Yeah.
So, all right. I'm proud of you though.
Thank you. We'll see what happens.
Want to get into announcements?
Yeah.
When does this come out? Okay, I'll be in Albuquerque next week, which I think I've only been because of that cross country drive with my sister. I don't think I've performed there. So, come see me in Albuquerque. And
Perform
then
there.
say it again.
Years ago, I performed there. Like, it
It's
was nice.
interesting. It's an interesting place. I thought it was. I have like a whole story. I actually wrote it when you were visiting once. I did both the Bens, DC Benny and Ben Bailey had a show called something tall because they're both tall, but it was like Tall Tale. That's what it was called. It was a show at the Cellar called Tall Tale where people told stories, and the theme that night was I think it was just the road, and I told a story about the worst bomb I ever had, and then I compared it to a bombing in real life. And Albuquerque, every joke I made to anybody I talked to Albuquerque was just stares. Like truly just, and my sister was dying because I would talk to somebody, I just made it worse and worse and worse. These people hated me. Every single person I talked to in Albuquerque was like, I don't get this girl. I was just bombing in real life. It was, and Em loved it. So that's my real I'm like, oh God, I hope these shows go well. But I'm in Albuquerque next week. Then in June, I'll be in Charlottesville, Virginia. And then I'm starting to book up the fall a little bit. I have a whole Texas run. It's not completely booked, but I should have that on my website soon, as well as like Chicago and Charleston, South Carolina. Everything's at lizmealy.com.
Yay!
One more announcement. My merch is up. My special isn't out yet, but I hired this woman, Tessa Nielsen, to make merch. It's incredible. I love it, and it's up on my website if you're interested. And if you don't know how it applies, it's because it's in a joke I'm doing live as well as in this upcoming special.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to all our patrons. You guys are the best. We really appreciate your support. And if you want to support us, we're at Two Non-Doctors on Patreon. And we're at Two Non-Doctors everywhere. It's just, how do we spell it? Who knows? Instagram, #2 non-DRS. Most other places is the #2 non-full word doctors. That's also our Gmail. Remember when I said I had a hot flash? And it never happened again. But like a couple people, somebody said it might be due to a glucose spike. And somebody else said it might be low blood sugar, which I think is more likely. But yeah, so that's interesting. That's it. That's all I got on that. I was just saying like those could be the two possible things because I don't think it was them.
We got a lot of messages about that where people are like, I'm going to save you. And we're like, thank you.
Right, please.
Every time somebody tells us what's wrong, we're like, you know more than we do. Do you want to get into Google's? Mine has not a long story, but a tragic tale attached to it.
Yikes. Let me go first because I just have really silly, I'll do two stupid ones. One is like, I was going to buy home weights because I've been working out at home recently, and it was like 42 pounds for iron ones and 37 pounds for plastic ones. I was like, well, that's such a small difference in price, but what's the difference between plastic dumbbells and iron dumbbells?
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Durability mostly. It's just that plastic dumbbells will like melt.
Oh.
And I don't think I'm at risk of that, like, because London hasn't gone above like 65 in 20 years. But yeah, so, but I'm like, because it'll be in my room. So I feel like plastic is more suitable, but it's only a few pounds more for ones that last forever. So maybe just do that.
Okay. I also think, like, I'm trying to get away from plastic anywhere I can. And there's something about holding it and sweating. I don't know.
Because you think it's going to get absorbed into your skin and then fuck with your hormones?
That's what I always think that with anything that's like plastic. I know there's different types of plastic, but it all seems... It'd be so funny if they offered glass. Like, it's just like...
Do not drop this.
You can't drop these. Just...
And then the other one I had was... Okay, so, like, I just bought, like, bras, like, bright-colored bras. Mm-hmm. And whenever I buy new clothes, after a couple of washes, they're grayish. And I was like, maybe it's just because I'm washing them with darks, but they're still grayish. So it says bright clothes turning gray in the wash is often due to detergent buildup, hard water, or color transfer from other clothes. So excess detergent can leave a residue on clothes, and hard water can combine with soap to form a gray film. And then washing bright clothes with dark colored items, the dye will bleed. So like I bought these little tablets that are supposed to soften hard water, like for the wash. And then I also bought, they look like dryer sheets, but they collect any ink that come off of clothes.
Okay.
And my stuff still came out gray. And I was, no, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to have to wear dull ass clothes, I guess. People are going to look at me and be like, Maria, your clothes are dull as fuck.
My dad used to put stuff in the water. Because are you just throwing that tab in the wash when you go to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad used to buy, like, stuff from Home Depot that you would put in the water to make it soft or whatever. Because it was...
Yeah. But, like, what, per wash? Because I don't have... Basically...
No. Like, in the water... That's the thing, is, like, I don't know where he's putting this. This is where, like, real...
Yeah, like, my dad... Like, we had a hot water tank, and my dad would buy salt for it to make it soft water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think
I
it's
mean, I don't have a tank, so it's just like I guess I'm doing it per wash. But
okay.
didn't work anyway. So if anyone has any tips on how to keep bright clothes bright,
In the UK, yeah, I don't even know. Also, it's the hard water combining with the detergent.
yeah, that's what it seems to say. Is that it forms a soap scum that can be difficult to rinse away, contributing to the gray tint. Because I've tried many different detergents too,
Yeah,
and it says too much detergent can lead to it. But like if I'm using those little like
pods.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
I
That's
can't help
that.
you. Okay. I was gone for almost 2 weeks, and I should start with my nails looked incredible. My nails got really long.
So sorry because you said this is slightly tragic, and now I'm like bracing myself to like.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm worried about you. I'm over
you
here
should
worried
be.
about you.
You should be. If you were staying with me, you would be holding me. Like you would literally,
Oh.
I'd be in your arms, and you'd be like, "It's fine. It's gonna be fine." So, okay. It's like this is like the dumbest, longest story. There's a new nail salon and they offer this, it's called Dazzle nail polish. And I wanted to experiment with it before I went to Evan's award show because they say it's like non-toxic and it lasts for 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, that would be perfect because I'm going to go to LA a week before. So before I went and got it done and it's pretty good. It really does last like 2 weeks or whatever. But I think between it being, and so then the neck, when I got back, I did it again before the Eddie's thing. So now like a month in a row, I got my nails done twice. And I think because it's non-toxic and I've had something on my nails started growing really long. The longest they've been since the pandemic where I did nothing. So, gotta keep my hands down because they're tragic. So anyway,
Oh,
my nails were
you're gonna have to show your hands.
it's bad. And so basically 2 months worth of getting my nails done. They grew pretty long. I love them. Some broke a little bit, but they were still all long and I love them. So fast forward, I go to California and Utah. One of my nails is kind of breaking. That's like a bummer or whatever, but it's like not a big deal. I come home at midnight on Sunday, and my brother usually stays at my place. He takes care of my cats, but no complaints. He destroys my apartment, like destroys it. So it's become a habit when I'm gone for a long time that like I always kind of unpack and do my laundry, but it's now like 1 a.m. and I'm like vacuum cleaning and I'm moving things around. Like one of my couches is in the other room. Like how is this possible? So, you know how I have that leather chair that's kind of like by the wall or whatever? It was just kind of like almost pushed up against the wall and it's not supposed to be there. So I was just kind of half lifting it, half pulling it forward, and I slipped and it fell. And it ripped my nail. It
Oh,
like it's in the middle of the nail bed. Like,
oh no.
dude, first of all, it's like just bleeding and hanging. It's just like it hurt
Oh.
so goddamn bad. It's in the middle of the nail. I have a taping in less than a week. I have a taping in a week. And I knew my nails weren't going to be crazy long because they were all starting to like break normally. So it broke in the middle of the nail. I'm like, like truly like, oh my God. So now I'm like, there's so much blood that I have to like clean it to like cut around it. And it's still not like fully off. So it's like half broken. Oh, tragic. And it hurts like I'm like crippled. Like I like can't you luckily it was my left hand. I couldn't sleep that night. I went to bed at 3, but I barely slept. A light pillow touching
Ugh.
it. It was so painful. I call my mom the next day because this happened in the middle of the night and I was like, I'm dying. What do I do? And she was just like, she was like, put Manuka honey on it. Like, cause I have this like Manuka honey that's like, all Manuka honey I think is antibacterial, but they like market this as like whatever. She's like, put that on it, even putting a bandage on it hurts. Like I
No,
couldn't,
I can imagine. I Googled, remember, I was like, what the hell is under the nails anyway? Because the nail bed, like, if you get too close to it, it's just, It kills. It's like a million little things grasping onto your nail, and it's like, sorry.
Oh, dude. So
Ugh.
it's it's at a point where yeah, like I can touch it, which is good. It still hurts a little bit. I still haven't taken the nail polish off. So like I took the but it's like the middle and it was so long. It was so pretty and so long. This is my theory before I go into my actual Google. My theory, because my lips were so dry in Utah, I must have been putting chaps. I kept telling Evan, I was like, my lips are so dry, and I kept putting on chapstick. I think between being on a plane for 5 hours and being in Utah for 3 days, 4 days, I think everything just dried out and oh,
Yeah.
and like I don't know what I'm gonna do for this tape. I think in a day or two I'll be able to take the nail polish off, and then I think I'm just like not gonna put anything on and hope nobody notices.
Well, why don't you just get like press on nails or something?
I don't want to put anything on this. It's like pretty raw. So I don't
Okay.
want to, I thought of it, but I don't want to put anything on it. Evan's just like, nobody looks at your nails. And I was like, it's my favorite thing to do to feel pretty. So why don't we
Yeah.
shut up? Why don't we be nice?
It's like the Seinfeld episode of like, who cares about eyebrows? It's like literally every girl ever. Like we care.
Yeah.
We
I
notice.
just told you I care. You know I care. You know I care. So anyway, freaking out. Oh man, did I Google something on top of this? Damn it. Hold on, let me see if I can get back to it. Cancel. Damn it. Okay, sorry. I have to re-Google my Google, but um this was like my Google. Here we go. This was my Google at like 1 a.m. being like so I literally was like ripped nail in the middle of nail bed like um and like they're like cut it, it's gonna regrow. This is where we're all lizards. It's gonna grow back. Don't be ridiculous. But like what are you supposed to do? And it's like if your nail breaks in the middle, the initial steps are to clean the area, trim any loose or sharp edges, um put a bandage on it, and then it had a bunch of stuff where you're like supposed to soak it and stuff. I didn't do any of that. Like it's so funny. I did all this Googling and I didn't listen to any of it because I was in so much pain. So I like basically just kind of like lightly cleaned it and then I put a band-aid on it.
I don't know.
And
I
then
think that instinct is right. Can you imagine soaking it just like an open wound like that? I don't think you're supposed to soak it.
yeah, it was like put bacon. It was like a whole potion, and like even on a like a well rested afternoon, I'm like, what am I just in the kitchen making something for my nail? I'm not doing this. So and then of course you always end up on Reddit, and Reddit is just like it's a girl being like, so I put it in acid and then I set it on fire. Is that the right way of handling it? And people are like, perfect. You did so good.
Yeah, or you get people with potions. It's like you got to put a little bit of tea tree oil, a little bit of baking soda, find a frog leg, two cockroach fingernails.
Truly, like witches. So, yeah, so basically I think I handled it fine. I basically just kind of lightly cleaned it, put a bandage on it so like it couldn't like at least be to the outside world. It hurt, like even just the bandage hurt. And then the next day I cleaned it a little more, put on the Manuka honey and put a band-aid on it. And so my mom said during work and at night keep it bandaged, but when I'm not doing anything kind of let it air dry. So the first like that night and the next day was like you would have thought I lost a finger. Like I was just a mess. And then it now feels, but like even yesterday bumping into anything, like how lunch jumps into my hand to get pet? Like he did that and I was like, no. Ugh. So I'm just like I'm mourning the loss of my beautiful nails. They all look like crap, and this is going to take at least 3 months to even look normal, let alone a nail again. Look pretty. So I'm just like I'm
I'm sorry,
sad.
that sucks. That's like losing an eyebrow. It's like it's gonna grow back, but
It's like, but what am I? What am I going to not see my friends? What am I doing?
you
Ugh.
did not show up to brunch with your nails like that.
Yeah. And then oh, this will make you laugh. So me and Sam worked out yesterday and then I was cooking and he was helping, and I went to go zest a lime, and I zested my thumb.
No,
And
God.
Sam's like, yo, dude, I'll zest. Like, I was like, no. I was bleeding everywhere, and it almost made me laugh because this whole left hand is just out of commission. Like, just, and you start to like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like putting lotion on with one hand. My hair was so gross. I hadn't washed my hair in like a week and a half. So I was like, no. Evan was like, do you want me to come over and wash your hair? And I was like, that's the
Aw.
sweetest thing anybody's ever asked me. And also no. So I'm just like in a shower being like, eh. I also got a haircut and I hate it. So I'm just like in a bad place.
Oh shit. Yeah, this is terrible. What happened? Did you go to your normal person?
So, basically I miss Dolores. Like, I inherited Dolores from you, but she moved to Long Island, and I went to Long Island 3 times, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And I broke up with her. I literally was like, Dolores, I love you. I can't go to Long Island. And she was very nice. I'm very scared of her as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm terrified of her.
Yeah, she's scary.
It is scary. She, like,
But
I remember she told me a story maybe like 6 years into going to her, and I never went to anybody else. I never thought anything else. But, I would go like once a year. Like, I'm not going often. And she's like, it's been a year, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I can tell this is my work. And she was like, and I was like, oh, what does that mean? And she goes, oh, I can tell when it's not my work. Like, I can tell when somebody cheats on me. And I was like, terrified.
Yeah.
But I loved her. She moved to Long Island, and it's just too far. So I asked another comedian for somebody. I like her, but I now realize I've gone to her 3 times, and every time I don't like my haircut. And I'll be like, long layers. And she's like, oh, but if I do that, and she like makes an excuse, and then she convinces me of something else, and then I don't like it because there's not enough layers. So
Yeah,
it's just
right. It's just
kind
too
of like,
hard.
it's just like, oh, ow, I just hit my nail. It's just kind of straight. And then there's like some layers up here, but it's so straight down here, it looks weird. So I'm back to this Buffonti thing.
Okay.
It'll grow out. It'll
No,
all
I
grow
know.
out.
Everything's
Everything's
gonna
gonna grow
grow.
out.
That's the name of the show, I guess. It'll grow out.
It'll grow out. We're letting it go.
Let it go, let it grow.
Thank you. Thank you for your support, everybody. Send me your favorite press-ons. I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Our pauses have been, unexpected or travel reasons, but thank you for. Oh, and when I was in California, I actually had a bunch of people saying how much they love the podcast. So thank you.
Oh, great.
Thank you for all the compliments in person and online, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.